Hello and welcome to another movie review. You may notice a little change here. It's daytime. Um, I had a day off today, so I decided to come see a couple movies. Mainly because my theater actually got Epic back in. I know I said in a previous video that we had dropped it, but that was because some new movies had opened and they needed the theater space. And after a week went by or so and we didn't need all the theater space anymore, we got Epic back for a little while. Unfortunately, it only plays at 11 a.m. right now. So, if I want to see it, I gotta come up this morning and see it. So, that's what I did. Like I said, I did watch it before, but I dozed off during part of it, so I wanted to rewatch it and see if I might enjoy the film more, having seen the parts that I missed. Really, I didn't miss a whole lot. It was basically the characters bonding and getting to know each other. Really didn't add a whole lot more to the story at all. Didn't make me enjoy it anymore. Didn't make me enjoy it any less. Had I stayed awake through the whole thing, I probably would have enjoyed it about the same as I did the first time I watched it. So anyway, the girl goes to live with her father. It's never really clear if her mother passed away or what happened, but her parents were divorced. She was living with her mother. Now she's coming to live with her father. It's kind of hinted at that the mother died, but they never really just come out and say, she passed. Just kind of a given that she's gone and never coming back, I guess. So the girl comes to live with her father, and she hasn't seen him in forever, so she really doesn't know him that well. Last time she saw him was when she was a kid. She's like 16, 17. Or actually, I think she's 18 in this, just turning 18. And I guess the last time she saw him was around the time she was 5 or so, because they have a picture of them together. So she goes to live with him, and since he's kind of lived by himself all these years, he's been putting himself into his research, which is he believes there's this group of tiny people that live in the forest, which you later find out is actually the reason the mother left him, was because he was obsessed with it, and she just couldn't put up with him being so tied up into his work anymore, so she left. And he always figured if he could actually prove it and show her that she would come back. So he kept working at it and working at it and working at it, and after all these years, he still hasn't proven it. He finds all these little artifacts like their helmets and stuff like that, little saddles and things, but never enough to actually prove their existence. So the daughter decides that it's not working out, she's an adult, she's just going to leave and be on her own. So she leaves a note taped to one of his monitors, and it basically says that she's going to go be on her own. So as she's leaving, the dog gets out, I think, and she goes to find the dog and get him back in the house before she leaves. And that's when she runs into the little people, which, in the world of the little people, there's the Leafmen, who are the good guys, and then there's the, I forget what the bad guys are called, but there's another group of bad people. And the whole point of the little people's realm right now is that the queen has to pick a successor, because she can only do it like once every 1,000 years or something, or 100 years, something like that. So as she's picking her successor, which she has to pick this little pod, which will later pass her power on to another person. As she's picking out the pod, they come under attack, and she's running, trying to get away and protect the pod. And that's when she runs into the other girl, the big girl, the human. She passes the pod to her, which causes the girl to shrink. And then the Leafmen are taking the girl to safety to protect the pod. And then that's basically kind of where I dozed off originally. And basically the next few minutes is them bonding. There's one rebel Leafman who kind of quits being a Leafman at one point, but they bring him back in. After the queen dies, he agrees to come back and help out. He has a crush on the human girl kind of has a crush on him, so that whole 20 minutes is them bonding. And you have the head soldier of the Leafmen, who's basically is the rebel Leafman's kind of uncle, I guess. He's not really related to him, but he was a friend of his father's, and when his father died, he agreed to look after the kid and raise him. He's kind of like an uncle, and he kind of tells the other Leafmen, he's like, keep an eye on everything, don't let your guard down. And while he's trying to bond with the girl, he lets his guard down, and the bad guys show up, and then there's another battle type of thing. And that's basically the movie. They try to get the pod back to where it has to be at to pass the Queen's power on to the new person who's going to be in charge. As they get there, the head bad guy's there, and it's something about if the pod blooms in darkness that it'll corrupt the magic, so whoever it passes on to will become evil. So he's there trying to cause it to bloom in darkness because it has to bloom in the light of the full moon. So he's got all these bats and everything blocking out the moon so it can't get the moon rays. So the human girl takes off on one of the Leafmen's hummingbirds. That's what they ride. And she goes to try and find her father to get him to help. And at first the father's like, I lost my wife, I lost my daughter because of this research, I'm done with it. And he's like shutting down his whole research lab. And that's right when she's trying to contact him. So finally, she manages to contact him and get his help. And he comes running through the woods and finds out where they are. And he has this recording of bat sounds on his phone. So she, gets him to start playing that on his phone and draw the bats away, and they start chasing him through the woods. Then that causes the pod to bloom properly, and the power of the queen pass on to the new person, and then she kind of takes the power and kicks all the bad guys out of the garden. Since the pod is what made the human girl small, now that there's a new queen in place, that queen can use her power to make the human girl large again. Since she goes, finds her father, apologizes for trying to leave, lets him know, you're right the whole time. And then they kind of live happily ever after, and they develop this relationship with the Leafmen, which he doesn't go public with it. It's kind of like, you keep our secret, and, you can be part of us and observe what we do and everything. So they make peace that way, and that's basically the end of the movie. Like I said, the part that I missed was basically just the boy and the girl bonding with each other and falling in love, I guess, which I don't know how they can really be together now that she's back to full size and he's still small. So whatever. Did I enjoy the movie? It was alright. Did it live up to the title of epic? No. I've seen a lot more epic films, even in animation and live action, that were much more epic than this. Overall, it was a decent film. It wasn't a bad film. It's another one of those kids' films that, take it or leave it, whatever. I have seen a lot better animated films lately. Monsters University was better than this in my opinion. Despicable Me 2 was a lot better than this, but it works for what it was supposed to be. And as far as a star rating for Epic, I'm gonna give it about a 2.5, I guess. Like I said, I've seen better animated movies, and I thought I would enjoy more if I saw the 20 minutes that I missed, but like I said, it really didn't add anything more to it. I felt about the same about it, so really I could have done this review a lot sooner and been done with it, but I wanted to be fair and see that 20 minutes in case there was something magical in there that added a lot to it. So yeah, we're going to go 2.5. So would I recommend it? sure, if you got kids or you like kids movies, check it out. It's not, like I said, it's not a bad film. But if you have your choice between this or Despicable Me 2, check out Despicable Me 2. It's a little bit better. Maybe check this one out when it comes out on Redbox or Netflix or something. Other than that, that's about it for this one. I did actually see another movie today. Like I said, I'm here kind of early and have no other plans for today since I had the day off, so I went and saw another movie as well, and I'll be back in a few minutes to talk about that one. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the movies.